All right, wait for it. Okay, let's see, let's try again. Okay, now let's try another angle. I mean, after all, you've got to get the right shot, as that's kind of the bit here at Telegraph Rock in Rio de Janeiro. As this French tourist told the Associated Press, she and the man at the edge there came all the way up to Telegraph Rock just to snap this pic, as this is the spot where one can take a photo that makes it seem as if there's no ground beneath you. Though as we can all clearly see through the magic of an MP4 file, there's plenty of solid ground right under that perch. Now, I'm not telling you this because I want to spoil the illusion of perspective here. It's obviously a cool photo. It's just a cool photo that hundreds of tourists from around the world routinely make a trek up a mile-long trail to take, where crowds pool up to wait their turn to snap their own variation on the same theme, as experienced by this recent tourist from Croatia.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was a little bit of a hike to get here, a little tiresome. Not too bad though, about 1 hour, but it was absolutely worth it because the vistas are absolutely breathtaking.
Breathtaking photos, of course, aren't exactly exhibits of the natural state of things. Given our subjects here require multiple takes, leaps in the air, clothing adjustments, choreography, or at least the illusion of love in order to nab an image worthy of someone opening your Instagram story. Hence, ever since this particular photo spot in Brazil took off in 2013, local groups of photographers who helped turn this thing into a tourist attraction in the first place continue to hike up to the spot too, to help suggest the best photo angles to visitors, or to just take the pictures for them, for a nominal fee, of course. After all, as laid out in the vacation-like title, cyber-physical traveler performances and Instagram travel photography as ideal impression management, an analysis from a recent piece from the Current Issues in Tourism journal notes that less than 2% of the photos they looked at solely featured the landscape, which, when it comes to travel photos, reinforces the shift to self-presentation strategies as the foremost importance, aka self-indulgent travel selfies. Now, even though it might be worth it to you to shell out a few bucks to make it appear as though you were in danger, even though you're just a few feet off the ground in a situation barely more precarious than that of those going over Niagara Falls in a barrel pics, countries all across the world have been contending with how to handle the popularity of Instagram-worthy spots. As we told you before here on your daily news refresh, please subscribe. There's a majestic convenience store framed by an average mountain known as Mount Fuji Lawson over in Japan that's become such a popular tourist photo spot that's interrupted daily life for locals. They recently had to put up a big black net to curb photo takers. Though just days after this big black net emerged, so did a bunch of holes, leading to frankly even cooler photos. Last year, NBC News reported about the Vermont town of Pomfret, which sounds like a great place for French fries, but is actually a picturesque fall foliage-tastic locale that's become so overrun with influencer tourists at the private Sleepy Hollow farm, the town's select board had to issue this memo outlining peak season road closures to address safety, environmental, aesthetic, and quality of life issues. And a few years back, the New Zealand Tourist Agency had an entire ad campaign trying to get travelers to stop people from taking photos under the social influence.
Okay, easy does it, sir. Lower those arms, nice and slow.
While measures like these are trying to combat both the issues of over-tourism and the filling up of your precious limited iCloud storage with less than inspired photos, there's another aspect at play here that's actually quite deadly. Death. A few years back, the Journal of Travel Medicine looked into the issue of selfie-related deaths, and over the course of a 13.5-year period, they identified 379 deaths that pertained to taking a dangerous photo, sorted into fun categories like drowning and injury by electricity. And yep, at the top of the list, falls from height, with more than a third of all of these selfie-related deaths that they looked into affecting travelers, not locals. Fortunately, back in Brazil, falling a few feet off the Pedra de Telegrafo might not be as deadly as, say, injury by animals. Though to be fair, falling off a rock from any height still ain't pretty. The backdrop of Telegraph Rock, however, is quite pretty. And this local councilman actually helped get this place recognized as immaterial heritage of the city of Rio de Janeiro, which he says should help protect and develop the area, create mechanisms for tourists to reach the place, and will hopefully lead to more jobs. Considering last year, Brazilian news shared this video of a fight breaking out right at our fair rock in the middle of a photo, maybe one of those potential new jobs will need to be a security guard. And hey, if you think these views are beautiful, imagine how gorgeous these views would be if they were like in the millions. You know we could all make that happen if you like this video and subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh on YouTube, where we put out new weird and interesting news stories each and every day. My name is Greg Ott, and let us know in the comments what you think about this video and what else you'd like to see from us. I've never been to Telegraph Rock in Brazil, but I have been to Telegraph Road in Michigan. It's not as pretty.